Alright, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the style tag. Alright, what does it do? It is another way of styling your elements in your HTML. Okay, let's quickly get into it. So I have my blank index.html, the structure is ready, and I'm going to say heading. This is my first heading. Save, go back. There it is. Alright. So now, earlier what we used to do is, we used to give it a style attribute to kind of change the value of the heading or change the property or the look of the heading. Now what we can do is, HTML also has another tag, which is the style tag. Alright. The style tag is very similar to all the other tags. It has a beginning, it has an ending, and inside the style tag, you basically can write CSS. Alright. CSS is the styling. Perfect. So inside the style tag, in order to kind of change the elements or modify the elements. For example, here I'm trying to modify the h1 element. The way you do that is you're going to say h1 and you're going to open curly braces. Alright. So it is just the syntax of the style tag, or it is the syntax of CSS. Alright. So whenever you're writing anything in the style tag, it's going to assume that you're going to write CSS and it's going to adjust itself accordingly. Alright. So I want to change the color of the heading. So I'm going to say h1 and I'm going to open the braces and I'm going to say color, maybe something different, light green. Alright. So now this part is entirely the same exact thing which we did here in the style tag, style attribute, color light green. Alright. The only difference is you have an entirely separate tag to maintain all of your styles. And I'm going to show you the advantages of why we need to do that as well. Alright. So the entire property, how we declare the property or how we assign value to the property is exactly the same. The only difference is where are we assigning the property to. Instead of having the style attribute to each and every single element, what we can do is we can have a style tag and inside that we can contain all of our stylings. Perfect. And if I save and if I go back, this is going to change its color. Perfect. So I'm going to show you one more small thing. So the advantage of doing like this is, for example, let's say I said another heading h1 tag. This is a second heading. And if I save and if I go back, both the headings are in the color of light green. Why is that? Because in the style tag, we are targeting the h1 element. We are not targeting the first h1 element, we are targeting h1 elements. So what basically the style tag does is, whenever we are saying h1, apply the color light green, it's going to go through the entire HTML text. It's going to pick out all the h1 tags and it's going to apply that property for it. Earlier, we might have to do something like this. We had to type the same exact piece of code multiple times, right? Instead, okay, I think I messed up the color. Let's say light coral or something like that. So instead of doing it each and every single time, what we can do now is we can use the style tag. Alright, now I know you're wondering what if I want different colors for my different headings. We'll get to that very shortly. Alright, so the same exact thing also applies for paragraph tags as well. So whenever you have a paragraph of 12, something around those lines, we have a paragraph, and inside a style tag what we can do is I can say P and I can open the curly braces. So basically this is the tag, that's it, right? Yeah, so inside the P I can say color and I want this to be light salmon. Save and there it is, right? So that's how you change your styles with the style tag. Alright, one more small thing which I want to show you before we can end this video is how you can target specific elements inside specific divisions. Alright, for example, if I have a div here and inside the div I have a paragraph tag, and inside this paragraph I can say this paragraph is in a div. Alright, so now if I want to identify or add styles to only this paragraph element, what I can say is I can say div, say space P, and I can say color of maroon. Save, go back, and these two paragraphs have two different colors. And we can do that by saying div space P. What it does is it goes to the div or it checks all the divs, and inside the div, if there's a P tag, it's going to apply the color for it, right? And this is going to be the same exact thing if I add another div tag and I say if I have another paragraph as well, all right? So I have two different div tags, I have two different paragraphs, but since we generalized it to say in every div take the paragraph and apply the color maroon to it. All right, that's the reason it is doing that. But since this particular paragraph is not inside any div, since it is an individual p tag, it is kind of like applying this particular color. All right, so that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to style or how to kind of structure your styles inside your file. I'll see you in the next one.